Good evening, YouTube. Tonight I want to share with you something that I found at a local thrift store, and it piqued my curiosity, so I picked it up and brought it home. It's an art of henna kit in this beautiful cardboard box that's really slick and shiny, with this cutout design of a hand right here that has some silhouette of a henna design on their hand. And this box is a do-it-yourself body yarn kit with everything you need to do your own henna designs. Before I knew what was in the box, it caught my eye just because of the design. I thought it was so beautiful. The art of henna. Yeah. I think that's enough suspense. Let's see what's inside the box. Well, here's what we have inside the do-it-yourself henna kit. Here is a book, The Art of Henna, Create Beautiful Henna Body Art. The book talks a little bit about the history of henna, its traditions surrounding its use, where it comes from, where it grows, what it's used for, with design ideas and beautiful photographs of women wearing henna designs, also called bendy in some places. Henna applied to the skin has been used for over 5,000 years. Africa, the Middle East, the Indian subcontinent. And it's used to mark rites of passage, like coming of age, marriage, childbirth, and other holidays and special events. Henna is a plant that grows up to 10 feet high. And those are the leaves that are dried and crushed to make henna powder. Here's a little map that shows the origins of henna. And it talks about how henna works. Henna contains a molecule called lawsone that bonds with proteins, particularly in skin, hair, and fingernails. This book is falling apart. When you first apply the henna, the paste is dark, and then after it flakes off, it leaves behind this orangish, reddish stain, and then gradually, after about 24 to 48 hours, the stain deepens. And there's different places that you can put henna. It's little instructions on how to make it and how to prepare yourself and how to take care of your henna designs. When I put the henna on my model later on in this video, I'll do it some different ways that they suggest, so you can see how it works. Here's some practice patterns. Some more suggested patterns. This looks so complex and intricate. North African motifs, Middle Eastern motifs, some designs that can go around the foot. These look like feathers on her hands. We have a little plastic cone, and this is where you'll put your henna paste after you mix it. There's a small pack of henna designs that you can try out. Let's see what we have. I like that one. It looks like a plant growing. And this one's pretty too. I love this Paisley design. This one looks almost like a Grecian key. I love this one. It looks like it has little hearts swirling around like a love hurricane. Nice geometric design there. Something a little more fluid. And stylized flowers. And this one's nice too. It's very simple. I find myself drawn more toward the floral, plant-like designs myself. Here is a transfer marking pen, And what you're supposed to do with this is you can trace over the design with a marking pen, and then you transfer the design from the paper onto your skin, and that's to help you. Or I guess you could try freehand too, but sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of help, especially if you're trying to get the size right. Make sure it all fits where you want it to. And then finally, we have the henna powder. Henna is a plant, and henna powder comes from the leaves of the plant after they've been dried and crushed. The consistency of this powder is kind of like powdered sugar. According to this sticker, this henna came from India. And tonight, this is the powder that we'll be using to make our henna paste. And finally, I have these bottles I picked up. It looked like I would have an easier time applying the henna with this kit than with a plastic cone. So let's see what's in here. Well, here's what you get in this kit. You get one plastic bottle with a cap, you put the henna in here, you put this cap on, and you select a nib. We have nibs in different sizes, depending on how thick or how thin you want to make your line. There's a backup bottle. And thoughtfully, whoever put this kit together very thoughtfully included a pin, because they probably already figured out that these nozzles get clogged. So that was nice of them. Now let's make our henna paste. I've got some hot water, some black tea, the henna paste, some scissors to open the package of paste. I've got some sugar, some lemon juice. This is the juice of one lemon. If you don't have a lemon, you can also use a lime. A strainer, measuring cup, a little bottle, plastic baggie, and the mixing bowl with the plastic spoon. The first thing you want to do with this batch of henna is to get 1 cup of really hot water. either 3 tablespoons of black tea or 3 tea bags into the hot water. In my case, I have loose tea. I have a tablespoon right here. Okay, that's 1. That's 2. And that's 3. Right? And you're supposed to let this tea steep for 1 hour at least. Now that I've steeped this tea for at least an hour, I'm going to strain it. And this dark tea is the tea that I'll be using to moisten the henna powder. I've got my lemon juice right here. I've got my sugar right here. And I've got my black tea right here. And I'm going to add the lemon juice to the henna first. Let's start with 3 spoonfuls of lemon juice. Then I'm going to add my sugar. This is 2 teaspoons of sugar right here. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of black tea. And I'm going to mix this until it gets to a creamy consistency. You want it to be the consistency of cake batter. This is the consistency I want. Hopefully I won't make too much of a mess. Push it down toward the bottom so I have more room. Okay. Now I gotta close the bag. It's like supposedly a Ziploc. Success. There we go. Right in there. It's making squishy noises. Okay, these are the cleaned up bottles of henna paste. This paste has to sit at room temperature between 10 and 12 hours out of direct light. So I'm going to store these in my cabinet, my kitchen cabinet, and wait until it's fully cured, and then I will make henna designs. Today my Mendy hand model is Lisa Lareau. Here are some of the designs that Lisa picked out that she would like put on her hands. And let's get the outside point of this section here. The great thing about Mendy is that it doesn't have to be perfect. Oops, you're right. That even if you mess up, you can always make the design go the way you want it to, so you can have your imagination do whatever you want.
It reminds me a lot of the mandalas performed by the Buddhist monks.
The directions didn't say how long to keep the paper towel on, but I'm assuming it's until the paper gets wet. Well, it's starting to transfer a little. You can just keep it on there a little bit longer. It's already starting to get away from me. It's okay. We can fix it.
Improv henna.
Yep. I'm going to go off the pattern and just connect all these points to that circle in the middle. Using these bottles takes some practice because you've got to squeeze it just right or it gets a little crazy on you. Okay. Let's bring in these outside points. Now, I've never done this before, so I have no idea how this is going to turn out for me. I've seen people do this that are really good at it, and they can do it really fast without shaky hands. I must say, this isn't going to be quite as detailed as our little pattern. I don't even know how I'm going to get these little curly cues. These little wavy things. The problem we're having is the smaller nozzle that would be able to do this fine detail. The henna won't go through the nozzle, so we have to use the next size up, which is this one. But you know what? This kind of inspires me to work with the limitations of the tools that we have And let's just get rid of this pattern. And knowing that we have these limitations on the tools we're using, we are simply going to make it work for us. And so what I'm going to do is leave this part of the pattern here for now, and I'm going to work on the vine on this part of your hand, and I'll kind of freestyle and see if I can do a little bit better. Well, this is my first attempt at doing a Mendy design. I had to switch to a bigger nozzle because that smaller nozzle kept getting clogged, so I kind of just went freestyle all over Lisa's hand. And I mean, you can tell I'm a total amateur at this. I've seen much better work. Not from me, but I've seen much better work from other henna artists. But this is kind of the idea. It's a lot more difficult than it looks because you have to keep steady, even pressure, getting the henna to come out. You want to leave the paste on until it cracks off naturally. And at first, the stain underneath the paste will be a light orange, but it will gradually darken as long as you don't scrub at your hands. It gets darker. It takes about 24 to 48 hours to really develop its darkness. But if you absolutely hate the design, you can scrub it off as soon as we're done. Because this isn't exactly the best that I've seen, but it was fun to do. It's very relaxing too. I love watching henna artists.
So traditionally, this is done for Indian wedding ceremonies, I believe.
Yeah, where the bride, as long as she has this on her hand, she's not supposed to do any housework.
We could maybe add some dots.
Yeah.
In the center.
There we go. When in doubt, add polka dots. Polka dots brighten up any occasion. In the hands of a master, I've seen wonderful designs done with Mendy and henna. And if you're watching this, I highly encourage you to Google some better examples of applying henna. I'm sure if you did a Google search, pretty much anything you find will be better than what you're seeing right now. Okay, well, we have sort of our Paisley design, so you know what this calls for. Polka dots. We'll just put a little dot. point here. What do you think? Do you want some more mending on this hand?
I think so.
Okay, what would you like?
Freehand it.
Let's see, maybe maybe like some arches here.
Okay.
Okay. I'll put like an arch here. An arch here. On Lisa's right hand, I kind of went wild with the freestyle. But this hand here is starting to dry. So it's like dry to the touch, so it doesn't smudge once it's dry. So that's it. I would like to thank Lisa very much for allowing me to experiment on her hands. And thank you very much for watching.